guys, Simon and Levi here from Three Dragons Sports Bar in Hoi An, bringing you the NRL tips for round 23. Kicking things off on Thursday night, got the Rabbitohs at home to the Storm.
Yeah, Bunnies with a okay performance against the Sharks for big parts of the game, I would say, before they fell off.
Not good enough to really threaten the Storm, I don't think.
No, I mean, yeah,
I think
Storm will be a number 2 good.
Yeah, they kind of struggled a little bit on the weekend, Storm. But yeah, I expect them to put in a much better result and beat the Rabbitohs quite easily.
Yep.
Friday night's game, first game, got Titans at home to the Sharks.
Yeah, Titans with a huge win.
Good second half performance. They hold in there. They don't usually get the best starts, but then they're quite well coached and they hang in there. Their back five is outstanding. Their back five is really good. Sort of like no frills, sort of back five. The young guy Kinney, but they're just.
Oh, no, I mean, foreign when he's healthy, he's just still class, even at his age. Like he's really handy.
But definitely, I think back five was the difference on the weekend over the Broncos, and they're getting plenty of meters out of their back end there. Jojo and the rest.
And I mean they're borderline in the mix to sneak into the 8 if they keep winning.
Yeah.
I mean they're there and about all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're going to push it. I mean, they get a win over the Sharks here, and they're going to be keeping their hopes alive. But you'd think that Sharks were maybe the better team in this one.
I'm not so sure. Like the Sharks look a bit. They didn't look that good against the Bunnies on the weekend. Like they got the win, and in the end it was pretty comfortable, but they were struggling for like quite a while to get on top, and I don't know. I think the Titans at the moment, the way they're playing, the kind of the energy around them, up at the Gold Coast.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, really.
I reckon Titans with a sneaky upset. I think the Titans are.
Yeah, I mean they've got it all to play for. Sometimes the pressure, affects teams negatively. But I think Des has got him pretty well tuned at this time of year, and yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see a Titans upset in this one as well. So yeah, I think home team. But yeah, this flip of the coin really. I think.
Yeah. Second game on the Friday, we got the Eels down in Parramatta hosting Penrith. Eels had a decent win over in New Zealand, but the Warriors were pretty poor yet again.
The Warriors shocking, especially first half. Eels definitely took their foot off the pedal a little bit, and let the Warriors in a little bit there at the end. That was such a weird game, up against the Warriors there. Panthers kind of bit scratchy in their win over the Knights, but it was the first game where they really had a lot of their guys back, and I think that they're just priming their run perfectly, and I would expect a much better Panthers performance, and get a pretty good win over the Eels in this one.
Yeah, I think so. Like Eels will put up a fight for a bit, but Penrith, I think will get over the top pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think the Panthers, they had their third string fullback in last week, and if either one of their guys, Edwards or who's their backup, if either of those guys are good, then they'll be too good. I definitely think the third string fullback for the Panthers kind of hurt them last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Saturday's game, Raiders at home to Seagulls.
Yeah, Raiders were tough on the weekend.
They fell short. Very, very good in loss. And
they're playing tough footy.
They're playing well. Rapana's all over the place, hands in everything. If he's fit, they got a chance. Their forward pack is strong. You know.
I think that the defense was really good as well on the weekend. Like they're playing down in Canberra, and Manly are like, I don't know, they're a bit hit and miss. Like I still can't really get a read on them.
Well, I mean, if Turbo's there and all the boys are fairly well fit, it's look. I think Turbo's the difference in this game, and.
Yeah, I fancy the Raiders down in Canberra. I think they're
season on the line. They like after losing last week. They're either going to go one way or the other this week. This week they're going to be like either they'll fall apart or they'll come in with a strong win. I know it's two opposites there, but
I think they'll get a gritty win at home. Yeah,
Sunday, Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon there. So always tough Saturday afternoons in Canberra.
Oh, you reckon?
So
where are you going?
I'm going to tip Seagulls. I think Seagulls have got the slightly better team, and if Turbo's there and fit, then I think that they've got too much quality in their halves.
Fair enough. Second game on a Saturday, Queensland Derby up in Townsville. Cowboys hosting the Broncos.
Broncos still struggling. Just absolute basket case in defence. No one knows their roles or their duties, and it's been a lot of injuries and guys shifting positions, going from wing to centre and all over the place. And I think a few of the boys are carrying a few injuries as well, and we don't have we don't actually have many people in our squad that are fit that can come in and replace them. So there's a load of guys at the moment playing with little niggles that probably if they had some backup there, they probably wouldn't play him. Jesse Arthur's, he's been off a little bit in the last couple of weeks. His knee's been hindering him. Mam, I think he's been, under a bit of injury for a while as well, and he's likely to be out for a while. Huss now could be out for a while. So I can't really see, the Broncos doing much in this game.
No, I think Cowboys go.
Too much structure, too much quality in their halves, and I think
just more disciplined, more like streamlined a bit as well. And I mean the Cowboys is still pushing for potentially finishing top 4 if the Sharks or Roosters slip up towards the back end of the year. So I mean Cowboys still got a buy up their sleeve as well. So they could.
Broncos I think are on their bye next week as well. But
they got the buy after. But I looked at their run home and I'm not sure if they're going to win another game this year.
Yeah, maybe not.
A bit of a write-off of the season, but Cowboys in this one. Up in Townsville. Bless you. And then finish off the Saturday, massive game, Dragons against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, down at Cogra there. It's going to be a tough game, isn't it?
The Dragons had a massive win on the weekend,
and Benny Hunt is leading that team really well. He's controlling that game, that team, and they're playing for a lot this game. They've just scratched into the 8 there, and if they lose this, then they're out of the 8. It's as simple as that. Win and you stay in, and lose and you're out. Bulldogs, very well-rounded team, off the back of another great Crichton performance. Supported, well supported by his outside backs.
I mean, Fox back helps, and it's one of those. I thought didn't play like it wasn't a game where you look at wow, what a performance! Like just from like we didn't blow them off the park, but we were playing really tough, and the Raiders are tough.
Played well in patches, which is all you kind of need to do. Like you win the beginning of the game, you win the end of the game, and then you get through that arm wrestle in the middle, especially when the opposition are trying their hardest to get back in it.
It's one of those where a apparently a bunch of the guys were sick during the week as well and didn't really train. So we had like some sort of flu going through the team. Quite a few guys didn't really train all week. So I fully expect, assuming everybody's healthy and has a full week of training, I fully expect us to look a bit more connected in attack again against the Dragons. And
I'm leaning on the Bulldogs on this one, but I think this game is going to. That's the game of the round. I mean, that's going to be played at Origin level. I think as far as intensity, this is going to be a really intense game. The Dragons are going to be throwing everything at the Dogs in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Physically, everything.
And they got a couple of really big boys.
Yeah, in their forward pack as well as in their centres and stuff like that. They've got so.
Oh, it's going to be a cracking game.
Well, yeah,
I'm thinking Bulldogs.
I think
by like 2 points or so.
Slightly better team, but
it's going to be tough.
But it's going to be a brutal game. I think that one. I think Dragons everything to play for at home. Big strong team coming up against their one of their big rivals from 70s 80s. This is prime for a full crowd, full capacity. Cogra.
Yeah. It's going to be mad. It's going to be good. That's going to be a really good game to finish off the Saturday.
Yeah. I'm saying the Bulldogs, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's a bit of Ben Hunt magic in this,
Yeah, no, the Dragons back to playing well after a little stretch of
off the back of Origin and stuff like that. But Hunt's looking fresh and
he's looking good.
So okay, Sunday, Dolphins, Warriors.
Yeah,
up down in Queensland.
Yeah, I mean
Warriors
dismal.
Can't really say much. The Dolphins,
struggling.
They lost a high scoring affair. They can definitely score some points.
I mean, they need a win. If they want to make the 8, they need a win.
Yeah.
And I think they should get one in this.
I think they'll be a bit disappointed with not being able to beat the Roosters on the weekend, and so I think that the Dolphins. Talk about Sean Johnson. He's struggling. Came back, and if Tamari's ready, then he's got to be first choice.
Yeah,
halfback.
I'd say so. I think the Warriors need to move off Johnson for next year. I don't think it makes sense having him there. He's too injury prone, not quite back
into his career. He was awesome last year, and he deserved the contract for this year.
But I wouldn't.
But I'm not sure if he can keep up with the pressure of first grade NRL at the moment. So Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins, and then finish things off. Knights at home up in Newcastle against the Tigers.
I think the Knights will get a nice win here. They were, they were good in a loss, and the Tigers, still tough for them. I mean, they're trying to get a couple of wins at the back end there, just so they don't get another spoon. But it's
nothing likely.
I think the Knights better team. Like I said, they'll be disappointed that they didn't win. They didn't beat the Panthers on the weekend. They'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Are the Knights technically still alive to make the 8? Not really.
If the Broncos and the Warriors are.
Not true. They're down there. Yeah.
You got the Knights, Warriors, Broncos. They're all within they're all in that.
Yeah, they're in that kind of gone.
Gonskis.
No, I thought the Knights might have been a win ahead of the other two. But
if they had one on the weekend, they would be. But I think that
they're probably gone as well. Then.
They're the 3 disappointments of the year, I suppose. 3 top 8 teams that didn't make it this year in the 8.
I mean, Knights never really got their half sorted. Didn't have Ponga for big parts of the year, and they never really got going.
But I'm tipping Knights in this one.
Yeah,
I get a good win at home.
Should do.
So,
there we go. There's our tips. Good luck with yours, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck.